guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another build in public update. Let's jump right into it. All right, for Swiftbrief, our SEO outline generator, we are still working on V2. It's taking longer than anticipated, kind of ironing out the last 20%. Classic 80-20 here. So you can see we've already completed a bunch, but as soon as something drops out at the bottom, there's new things coming in on the top, or here in this case at the bottom. And yeah, it's just been a lot of details. A lot of the algorithms need refining, just a lot of detail work, and we're slowly chipping away on that. But we also have started working on the last piece for the V2 launch, which is the brief generation and the actual outline generation. So we're doing heavy work on the prompt, refining it, making sure it is producing some results to manually created briefs that we have as a baseline, and mainly doing this in Streamlit. So building proof of concepts that we then test together with Mo, who's our product co-founder, and making sure that those get refined first before they find their way into the product. And that's how we want to operate, basically making sure that we can iterate fast and then create a kind of test environment that will help us keep improving these things as we go along. And yeah, that's that. And then here, I have been working on the page architecture detection. So we have keywords, and for each keyword, for each root keyword, we need to detect what kind of page architecture we should produce and what kind of page, to give the user the perfect outline, so to speak, for the objective that they're trying to achieve. So if I'm trying to, if I have an e-com and I want to sell something, I need a collection or product page, all right? And we need to detect here, you can see like a product listing or a product detail. We need to produce the right page type and architecture type in order to run the right prompt, because they have different prompts for each type of page, or we have different prompts for each type of page. And so this is a very important step in the process. And we have two different approaches here. One works quite well. I think it had 5 failures, so it was like 89% coverage for a use case of detecting what a certain URL is. And then here, even though that looks quite bad, this is TBD, because the approach here uses the overall top 10 results in order to detect the right architecture, not just a certain type of page that we hand in. So these are two ways of doing it that we need to align on which one is the best. We're probably most likely going to end up with a hybrid way of doing it, but that is still in heavy development. But I just wanted to show this here to showcase kind of how we go about these things. So we have a manual data set from just most agency work, right? So it has manual data sets that we can use to run everything we do against the data set and make sure that it actually checks out, and then tweak to make sure that we hit 95% coverage, and then the rest we can put in a manual control for the user to override what the system produces. But we should be able to project most of the time, or predict most of the time rather, what page needs to be produced. And that obviously that's the goal, to get as close to 100% as possible, right? All right, for Maid of Speeches, or Maid of Honor speech generator, not much new here, I would say. I mean, we're doing some marketing, we're scaling marketing, we're doing some conversion tweaks, as you can see here, maybe more, the trend here looking much better right here, we still have certain days where we don't have purchases even for a couple days in a row. And so for the last week or so, we had at least, this is one purchase, this is two, and this is three, right? So we hit a new record here in terms of purchases per day. And then also you can see that this is like not hitting zero, which would be great to sell 30 per month as a baseline, which would be around $1,000, right, per month, per 30 days. I think that's decent. I think for the age of the project specifically, it is a good result. Obviously, this can be improved, but now we have kind of two ways, right? We can improve the product in terms of conversion, which we've already started, and maybe lift the conversion 1 or 2% more, which at the end of the day will have bottom line impact, right? But it's not necessarily a big swing, so we will continue to do that, but we also need to see what kind of things are bigger improvements and bigger swings. And so we were discussing how hard it would be to create best man speeches, and there's basically nothing internally what we need to change, maybe something around the branding and something around the wording, but the prompt that we have can basically create both. It's just the changes sit before the product, not in the product, and so this will unlock a completely new demographic, which obviously brings a lot more gain if we can get it right? So here the risk is that people that will want to create a best man speech will not be willing to pay, similar to that how people that are now creating Maid of Honor speech, we have kind of proven that they're willing to pay to get that created, right, by having actual sales. So that is a variable we need to see, obviously. And it has that, so it's a completely new demographic or a completely new audience we can unlock. We can quite easily via Jen's landing page create a landing page and then funnel traffic to exactly the same product with some tweaks here and there. And then one other thing this brings is it just gives us more leverage, so to speak, in negotiation with partnerships, which are something we want to go after we go after affiliates. So we've onboarded our first affiliate today. I think it was accepted, the application. So we're still, scaling marketing channels, trying marketing channels, just getting more traffic on there, but we're also slowly trying to go after bigger swings like this one. And there's a lot of things we can do. It all matters down to prioritization. I think that's usually the problem with everything, is that there's just not enough time to do everything. But we'll get there. All right, if any of that stuff sounds interesting to you, feel free to subscribe below, and I'll also link up the previous updates here in the video. And I hope to see you next time. All right, cheers.